Alright, hello everybody, welcome to the garden. If you haven't been out here in a while, it's pretty much my fault because I haven't shot any longer videos. So take a peek at what's going on here. Focus on here first in the stony garden. Got the lemon thyme flowers going on there. But the wildflowers we planted this year are absolutely loving life. Showing all kinds of different variety. Get in there. Somebody told me some of them are poppies. Something was... the heck did they say? Bachelor's buttons. Maybe that was these ones. I don't know. Somebody said that there was some baby's breath in there. I'm not really too up on my wildflowers, whatever these are, but either way, they look great. Lots of times you can come in here and see little bugs flying from flower to flower doing their thing, so that's great. Back here, we just harvested the oregano. Got about 2.5 ounces, a little over 2.5 ounces. So that's great, but it's already starting to grow back. But it was about 14-15 inches tall when we took it down. Just gave the basil a little trim today. Trimmed some of the tops off of that, so we got lots of basil to work with. Parsley is doing great. Rosemary down there is doing well. Make our way over to the nice enclosed garden area for this year. Did a couple changes. I don't know last time I talked about it, but we put that in. So we'll come in. For those of you who remember, there used to be like some green fencing in here. None of this existed, this big fence. So now we have this whole area fenced in. Cats come out here and chill. But tomato plants we'll get to real quick. First variety we're going to come across. Going to go down low. These are the orange blossom tomatoes. It's a little, it'll be orange. Cherry-like tomato. Grew them last year. They're super sweet. A lot of other flavor as well. So they were a must-have again for this year. That's it. Another one here. These vines went to like 8 feet last year, so we'll see what they do. That's about 5 feet right now. Down here, this was a volunteer plant. I didn't plant it. I grew these last year. These are Romano beans, and actually, some of these are ready to pick. But these you kind of stew, braise, slightly different than a green bean, but same family. Italian flat bean, they call them. So we got those going on. This here is another, the orange blossom. Got some tomatoes going on there. There's the street sweeper going on behind me there, kind of ruining the garden thing, but the streets need to be swept. Anyway, this here is a San Marzano tomato. Again, I didn't plant these this year. I had a whole bunch in the back there last year, and a couple up here, and some over there. So that's just a volunteer again. So we're gonna have so far, what's that? Two different varieties of tomatoes. So we'll make our way back here. There's a row. Our third variety is the Early Girl. They're coming in, named because they're one of the first tomatoes to come in. There'll be a nice red tomato about the size of a tennis ball, it says. So we got those down there. There's 4 plants in this row. So we got more coming in down there. This one, a little behind, but there we go. Got a couple coming in on that. And then this one doesn't seem to have any just yet. So that's how it goes. Make our way around these poles. Over here is a this is a green zebra, which we're also growing up there. We'll get over to them in a minute, but they're a little behind. And of course, now we got air traffic coming overhead. Airport's about 6 miles away, so time to time get some planes. See who's up there. That's exciting. Anyway. Moving back through the jungle here. Down here on the ground, I didn't plant this, it just kind of showed up. It's purslane. For those who are not aware, I didn't talk about it before, but it's a natural, kind of makes like a natural mulch, covers the ground. Not bad for the plants. People say you can eat it. I don't know. Took a bite. I'm not dead, so that's good. These are a green bean variety, Blue Lakes number 274. These are bush beans. Bush style green beans as opposed to string beans, so they will be popping in very soon, a little bit behind the other beans up in the front. So there's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants of those. Another Early Girl in the back, busting out her tomatoes. And make our way over here to the green zebra. There's 3 of these, just a little bottom pruning on them, and these are producing somewhere. That one's got a little baby button, but where the heck? Hiding down there in plain sight. So in there's some green zebra tomatoes. They're a green stripy tomato, kind of like green when they're ripe. They have like a yellowish tint to them, so that's how you kind of know. But they're like a little bit tart, so tangy. Put them in a tomato salad, little sweeter tomatoes, like for instance these sweet orange blossom. Throw in some of the early girl, some of those, little mozzarella, little fresh basil from over there. We're good to go. Other tomatoes, these are volunteer tomato plants as well. I'm not quite sure what these will be. Most likely a red or yellow currant tomato, which I've grown in the last 2 years. They're little teeny tiny, like the size of a pea. So so far we have 2 tomato varieties we planted. Actually 3 we planted and 2 we haven't. So that's pretty cool. And 1 bean variety we haven't. Here, 3 in the back, or in the front I should say, towards me, are Marconi peppers. Don't see any started just yet, but that's okay. The flowers are going. Oh, sorry. There we go. There's one right there. So that's cool. Marconi. They're like a red pepper. They are a red pepper. To me, that's my favorite red pepper. If you like red bell peppers, you won't like them after you try red Marconi. It's just a much smoother, much more satisfying pepper. These are jalapenos. They're coming in great. The early jalapeno is the variety. Grown them the last couple years. That is my go-to jalapeno. I don't like to mess with anything else because I'm happy with those. Make our way over. This is another early jalapeno, and these will produce up until frost. I can't even. Whew, I pulled probably like 40 pounds of jalapenos last year. Between all the plants I had. I think I had like 12 plants last year, so I toned it down a little bit this year. So there's a jalapeno there. There's the blueberry plant, which is miraculously holding on, and I thought it was dead 2 years ago, and it's coming back. We have to plant another one for it eventually because they need 2 to tango. Down here, the corn is doing well. It is up to, I'd say, about at least 3 feet tall. So it's, you know, people say knee high by the 4th of July. It's already higher than that, so that's great. 2 different varieties again. This is a, I want to say yellow sunglow hybrid. I'm not 100% sure. That's what I grew last year. Again, super sweet, awesome. And then down here on this half is a white, triple white something or other burpee hybrid. I forget the name. Always do, but we'll see how that does. There's our trusty wheelbarrow and the Brussels sprouts. Probably grew these off season a little bit, but I don't know. They're cool looking at the very least. And I have enough tomatoes and peppers, so let's try these. But I think like those little nubs down like where the leaf, you know, where the thing meets the stem, that's where they'll grow. If we don't have great success, they say they're better in the winter, but not the winter, but you know, you plant them around the end of July or whatever. They like better in the cold. They get sweeter, so we'll try that. And then last but not least, the 4 Ticonderoga peppers. 2 on the left are jalapeno, 1 on the right is Marconi, and back here to the wildflowers. So, all right, everybody, thanks for watching. There's the update. Have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.